Hi, fourth grade. We're going to do a little bit of review for area and perimeter today. We talked about this a little bit before we left for spring break when we were practicing for IAR testing, so some of this will be a review for you. The first thing we're going to start out with is with area, and we're going to talk about the definition of area. The area is the total number of square units that are needed to cover a 2D surface. So for example, we have a rectangle down here, and we need to figure out how many square units are needed to cover this 2D surface. So the formula we're going to use when we're solving for area is length times width. This rectangle has a length of 3 feet and a width of 8 feet. I want you to think in your head for a second about what the area of that rectangle might be. So again, the formula is length times width, and we said the length is 3 feet and the width is 8 feet. So the area would be 3 times 8, or 24 square feet. It is very, very important because 3 times 8 is 24. Sorry, I should have clarified that. But it's very, very important when you are measuring an area that you remember this. Your label will always be in square units. For example, I wrote square feet on mine. You could write feet with the little squared symbol to say they're squared feet. If it was centimeters, you would write square centimeters or square inches or square meters. Whatever the unit is, when you're measuring area, it's always going to be squared. Okay, so the next step that we're going to talk about is perimeter. And perimeter is the distance around a 2D shape. So we're going to measure the space around this rectangle. And remember, the perimeter of a circle, like we learned about last week, is called a circumference. There are a couple different formulas that you can use to solve perimeter when you are using a 2D shape. The perimeter can be the length plus the length times the width times the width. So what we're doing here is we would have length times length, length plus width plus width. Another formula that you can use if you are using a rectangle is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So the length over here, we know that if this length is going to be 3 feet, then our length across is also going to be 3 feet. And we know that if our top side is going to be 8 feet, our bottom side is going to be 8 feet. And that's how we know that 2 times the length, so 2 times 3 because they're both 3, plus 2 times 8 because these are both 8 would give you your answer. And lastly, if you are working with a square, and this works again for squares only, you can do 4 times the side because all sides of a square are always going to be equal. So over here, I have 3 feet and 8 feet again as my measurements. And I know if this side is 3 feet, then this side over here is also going to be 3 feet. And if this width is 8 feet, then this width down here is also going to be 8 feet. So I do length plus width, and that gives me 22 feet. Or I could do 2 times 3 because there are 2 sides that are 3 feet long, plus 2 times 8 because there are 2 sides that are 8 feet long. So this is equal to 6, this is equal to 16. 6 plus 16 equals 22 feet. When you are solving for perimeter, your units are going to be regular units. They're not going to be squared. So the last step that we're going to talk about is measuring the perimeter of a square. We know that if one side is 4 feet, that then all sides are also going to be 4 feet. So I have 4, 4, 4, 4. I could do 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, but an easier and quicker way for me to solve this is to do 4 times 4 equals 16, and my measurement label is feet.